first graders. Today in math we are going to be working on the same learning target as yesterday. I can tell and write time to the hour and half hour. But today we're going to start using the minute hand. In our first two time lessons we only used the hour hand. Today we're also going to use the minute hand. So the hour hand is the small one. That's the one we've been working on. The minute hand is the big one. All clocks have an hour hand and a minute hand to help you tell the time so you know what hour it is and what minute it is. So the minute hand, when it points to 12, that means it's the whole hour. When it's at the top, right now it would be 7 o'clock. That's the start of the new hour. And we're only going to talk about hour and half hour. So if it went halfway around that circle to the 6, that's the half hour. So now it's 7:30. An hour has 60 minutes and a half hour has 30 minutes. So each number on the clock is worth 5 minutes. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I know that's kind of tricky because it's on the 6, right? So you might want to say it's 7:06, but each of those numbers is actually worth 5 minutes. In between the numbers, there's 5 little marks. That's why they're each worth 5 minutes. So when it's 30 minutes, it's halfway around the circle, and 30 minutes is the half hour, so it's 7:30. And then when it goes around for the other 30 minutes and it's back at the top, then it's a new hour, so now it's 8 o'clock. So I think the best way to work on telling time to the hour and half hour together is for you to get your math books, and we're going to start the lesson together. So we are on lesson 9.8 on page 555. Okay, so it says, how are the minute hand and hour hand different for time to the hour and time to the half hour? So that's some of what I just explained to you, and we're going to practice telling the time and writing the time now. And then it says, each clock has an hour hand and a minute hand. Use what you know about the hour hand to write the unknown numbers. So on the top clock it says, it is 1 o'clock. The hour hand points to the, remember the hour hand's the little one. What number is it pointing to? It's pointing to the 1, so on that line we're going to write 1. And then it says the minute hand points to the, what number? The minute hand is the long one. What number is it pointing to? It's the 12, so we're going to write 12 right here on this line. Okay, now let's look at the next one. It says, it is 1:30 o'clock. The hour hand points between there's the hour hand, the little one. It points between what two numbers? It's between 1 and 2, so we'd write 1 and the 2. Remember, when it's the half hour, that hour hand starts to move, so it's halfway in between the 1 and the 2. The minute hand points to it's pointing to the 6 because it's halfway past the hour, so really it would be 1:30 is what we would say. All right, go ahead and flip the page. And let's look in this purple box together. And if you need a little bit more time to write things, just pause the video, write what you need to, and then press play again. Okay, it says an hour has 60 minutes. And it shows you a clock here with the hour hand pointing at 10 and the minute hand pointing at 12. And they wrote on here, this is really helpful. You know how I explained that each number as you move around is actually worth 5 minutes? So they showed you how to skip count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way to 60 at the top. And then it says the clock shows 10 o'clock. And it showed you how to write 10 o'clock. This is what I talked about the first day. So when it's 10 o'clock, it's right at the start of the hour. It's 10:00. Now it says a half hour has 30 minutes. And it shaded half of the clock blue to show you the clock has gone around from the 12 all the way to the 6. The clock is 10:30 o'clock. The minute hand has moved from the 12 to the 6, just like that motion I showed you. So now it is 30 minutes after 10 o'clock. So you would write 10 with a colon 30 because it's 30 minutes past 10 o'clock. So this is what you're going to do today. You're going to write the time below the clock. So first look at the hour hand. And so this first one I noticed is in between 11 and 12. So we're going to write 11 for the hour. Let's do that together. I'm going to draw the same thing that's on number 1 on my clock. Okay, here's my hour hand. And it's in between the 11 and 12. And then my minute hand, I've got to make it a little longer, huh? I'll make this one a little shorter so you can tell. There we go. That looks right. Okay, so my hour hand is in between 11 and 12. So it's still 11 o'clock, or it's still in the 11 o'clock hour because it's not to the 12 yet. And then my minute hand is at the 6. And remember, when it's at the 6, it's at the half hour. It's halfway around the circle. And a half hour has 30 minutes. So our time would look like this, 11:30. That's how you write 11:30. All right, let's do number 2 together too. So when you look at number 2, I notice the little hand, the hour hand, is in between the 12 and the 1. And the big hand is at the 6 again. So we always say the hour first. So if the hour is in between 12 and 1, it's not quite 1 yet. So we're going to write 12, and now we do the minute. And the minute is halfway around the clock. It's a half hour, so it's 12:30. 12:30. All right, we're going to do one more together before I have you work on your own. Okay, let's go to number 3. Okay, let's remember we look at the hour hand first. So I notice the little hand, or the hour hand, is pointing to the 4. And the minute hand, the big hand, is pointing to the 12. So we do the hour first. So the hour is 4, and the minute hand is at the tip top. That means it's the very start of the hour when it points to the 12. So we would do 0, 0, 0 minutes past 4. It's 4 o'clock. That's how we write it. Okay, if you need help, you can ask your parents for help because I know they're experts at telling time. Your older brothers and sisters probably know how to do this too. All right, have fun telling time. Bye.